Hey, everybody, welcome to the Psychic Hour. We are the Psychic Sisters. This is True Crime Paranormal, but it is not our usual show. It is our Thursday night psychic show.
Yes.
So I'm here with my co host, sister, and partner in crime, Katie Weaver. Hey, Katie.
Hello.
How's life?
Well, good. I've been crafting all day and finally managed to do the thing that I've been trying to do, and that's figure out how to sublimate correctly on.
Yeah, I love the raven.
Yeah,
It's so cool.
isn't that pretty? It still
Mhm.
has some problems, but we answered our question about what we needed to know, so it can be
Nice.
better now. But isn't that pretty?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So
I'm impressed.
I'm really excited. Yeah, it's good. I have been sublimating all week. It's insane. I was at Walmart the other day and they had tank tops,
Hmm.
just like little cami style ones that for $1. So
Good.
I bought a pile of them for me and the girls, like for jammies and stuff.
Yeah,
But then of course I had to sublimate every single one of them. So
duh. Of
then I
course you
did
did.
that. Then I got some keychain blanks in that I ordered, and Mars wanted a keychain for her college that she's headed off to. So then I had to do that. And then,
Yeah.
basically, I'm getting nothing else done at all. My laundry pile it's a terrible thing, but
That's
but
funny.
I'm having fun. So we'll
Well,
take
that's
it.
what matters, right?
Yeah.
We want to say welcome to the chatters. We have Stephanie, JR, and RJ. Oh, good. Melissa, Bianca. Nice to see you all here.
Yeah.
So, we always start this show with a very important question, which is what did you make for dinner?
I made wings, like buffalo style wings, and a Mediterranean salad kit from Costco. Not
Nice.
super exciting. And asparagus. Yeah.
And asparagus. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I had nachos from Costa Vida that I ordered from Costa Vida.
That Costa Vida made at Costa Vida.
And then DoorDash delivered. Yeah. We were
Nice.
having one of those nights. RJ, no, I did not create this background. Isn't it cool though? I will use some I've created, but I this one is just one I found online.
It's gorgeous. It looks 3D. It's really cool.
Isn't it neat? Yeah, I know. I
Mhm.
thought it was gonna be a really fun one. Um, JR had grapefruit juice. Very health conscious there.
Look at
Nice.
you. Yeah.
Bianca had beef nachos. Mine were pork, so very close.
I feel like I'm missing out here on the nacho train.
Right?
I'm
Totally. Um,
actually trying one first day of, and I don't know if I'm trying this
mm,
of carnivore keto. Are you familiar?
oh, uh-huh.
I think like I wouldn't do it forever, but I'm thinking about doing it for like 30 days to just really get some health stuff under control and yeah, kind of get back on target. I've been off track for a little while. So anyway, I've been all meat today.
Interesting.
Even though my family ate salad and asparagus, I did not. I have eaten all meat all
You've
day.
eaten all meat. Interesting. I know they say that that can be a thing to get you reset.
Well, and it's supposed to really, really squash your inflammation.
Mhm.
And my inflammation is just high right now. Like I feel it in my chest, in my
Mm,
joints, just
stupid
everywhere.
summer.
So yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
me too. It's
So,
the
well,
heat.
but I've also been eating some wheat and some sugar, and I'm it's stupid. I know I shouldn't. I don't feel good. So,
Mhm.
anyway, we'll see. We'll see. It hasn't sucked for one day, but
We'll see how 2 goes, right?
yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, you may have noticed I called this live stream the full moon, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Because the full moon is sometimes people love the full moon, sometimes people hate the full moon, and it
Mm,
kind of goes, I don't know, it's interesting. Like some people really love the full moon and hate the new moon, or vice versa. There's a lot of that.
mm-hmm.
I react more to the new moon than the full moon personally.
Mm-hmm.
But like Katie said last night, that the moon is all about water and emotion. And it's one reason why, you kind of see higher emotion in people around this time is because It is almost the full moon.
Yeah.
Oh, here we have Grunge Truck had I had a Greek yogurt drink and a beer powder drink. You're gonna have to help us out with that. I have no idea. What is
What
that?
is a beer powder drink?
Yeah, I don't know. There's powdered beer?
I
I'm new, but I don't like beer, so it's possible I just don't know anything.
Maybe you'd love this. You don't know.
I doubt it, but okay.
Is this like Crystal Light? It's
Crystal
powdered beer.
Light beer, except that
I don't know anything
how
about
would
this.
it wouldn't have alcohol in it, right?
Well,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I don't know. Hopefully,
Uh,
okay, Grunge. Just give us an explanation. We
Fill
need to
us in
understand
here.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bianca is having weird dreams. Oh,
Oh, it's a pre-workout without caffeine. Okay,
oh, okay.
got it.
But it's beer? I'm still confused.
Right.
I don't know. Okay, got it. Hello, language of horses. Oriana says, I'm not feeling the full moon. My cat is acting out and I'm having way crazy dreams. Oh, it's beet powder. It's not
Oh,
beer powder. I was like, dude, I am so confused right now. What the hell is beer powder? Beet powder. That makes so
beet
much more
powder.
sense to me now. I get it.
We're
I get
catching
it.
up. Okay. Poor
Yeah.
Grunge is like, I'm never typing again.
Yeah. That was awesome. Although it took us down a very interesting road about is that possible and
Mhm.
can alcohol be powdered? I don't think so,
Yeah,
but
we need to know. Well, I'll tell you
I
what's
am
crazy
not a
this year.
scientist, so
It, yeah. Well, I think it's wild this year how many alcoholic popsicles I'm seeing in the store.
I think COVID,
There's
lockdown did that to all of us.
there's a few different brands. Now, I have heard, and I've not seen them, but I have heard that in California, you can get otter pops that are like the MJ kind.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. See, we live in
Hey,
Idaho. We're,
Brandy,
we're
good to
very
see you
sheltered about
here.
such things. Yes,
And Red
Brandy, Red
Girl.
Girl, Aaron. Nice to see you all here.
Yeah, for sure.
Someone might
Yes,
be working on powdered beer.
probably.
Maybe we've just inspired some at-home inventor.
Hmm.
You never know.
Well, somebody's drinking beer at home and they're like, hey, if I could powder this, I could bring it in my pocket to work and store it into my water bottle and nobody would know. I don't know.
Just so confused. Wouldn't that just sort of be like wheat powder? I don't know. I don't know.
I
I'm not a food science guy, so I don't know.
no.
Well,
Now
let's talk about
we're so thrown now.
I know. I'm all okay. I got to get my shit together here. We're talking about the full moon. Katie, you
Mhm.
had some tips for us regarding the full moon.
I do. And I will say, I really thrive under the full moon. I'm a moon child. I'm a Cancer, and we are the children of the moon.
Mhm.
And the full moon is usually my jam, and the new moon is when I'm usually more uncomfortable. And my God, it
Mm,
was this time. The full moon, or the new moon 2 weeks ago, was so uncomfortable this time around. And
mm.
it was the new moon in Cancer. I don't know. But
Wow. Really pushing you somehow.
this full moon is in Aquarius, and it's kind of dark, like
Mm.
bad way in a good way. Like,
Mhm.
if that's a thing, like it's edgier
Yeah.
and a little it's not your milk toast kind of moon. That's what I'm going to say. How's that? You're going to need a safe word, okay? That's what kind of moon this is. For
Wow.
what?
Oh,
For whatever,
okay.
I don't know. For work, I don't know. For family, I think everyone needs a safe word for work, don't they? But anyway, this is that kind of a moon, though. It's richer. It is deeper. It's darker. It's a moon that you'll see people really needing to get deep. I could really see people getting on like social media and asking really deep questions or sharing really personal things and things like that. I mean, people are
Mhm.
just they're diving deep, and I think we'll see that all weekend long.
Yeah, a
And
little more philosophical and
yeah, you may
mhm.
feel a little more of that too, because that's kind of where we are at. It's an interesting Yeah, it's an interesting place. I had some suggestions for you for the full moon. Uh, the full moon's a great time to charge your crystals. You can clear your crystals and all your magical stuff. And the
Mhm.
way you do that is you either take them outside and leave them out under the full moon if you can. If you can't, just put them in a window that gets the moon. That's as good as you can do that. It's fine. I have been known to haul a ridiculous amount of crystals to the front yard, but yeah. And then the next day being like, ah, why did I haul these out here? Now I have to haul them all back in.
Right?
But it
But it
is a
is
really
a
good way
lot
to
of
clear
people
your
really
stuff.
love that with their stones. I'm more of a clear them with my own energy as a healer kind of person, but I know a lot of people do love that about the moon.
Hmm. Yep. This is a good time. So the full moon is a good time to release because now it's starting to wane. Red girl, we're getting there. Psychic girl, reading my mind.
Mhm.
uh, this is a good time to release. So if there's something that you need to get off your chest, something that you need to let go of, something that you need to be done with, this is a brilliant time to do it. So with the full moon, and if you can, with like the light of the full moon, write it down, whatever it is, you
Mhm.
know. Maybe there's something at work that just keeps upsetting you, or there's a situation with a family member, or there's just something that's really bothering you that you need to move on from.
Sure.
Write it down, block that person on social. I don't know if it's a person, but do take the steps that you need to take to be done with it.
Mhm.
And then take that paper that you've written down and burn it. This is such a great way to just really symbolically release something that you don't want anymore. Or maybe it's a habit. Maybe I'm going to have to write down sugar and wheat. I don't know. I probably should. Maybe I should
Yeah.
burn some sugar and wheat. But
Okay. You're gonna burn a piece of cake or
I don't know.
Katie's out, Katie's out there burning cake. Her family's like, "What the hell are you doing?
My
I'm
neighbors
giving this up to the moon."
My neighbors
You're like,
already think I'm
"But
the
we were
crazy
gonna
crow
eat
lady.
that."
Now this. But seriously, just, getting rid of things, but burning them is really effective. If you have a fire pit or a bowl in your yard, great. If not, just burn it with a candle. Don't light your house on fire. Don't, you
Mm.
heard that here. Don't do that.
Yeah, we are
Yeah.
against we are against all house fires. Mhm.
Pro tip, don't light your house on fire. That's a
Yeah.
terrible way to celebrate the full moon.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Red Girl asked about moon water.
Mhm.
So, or a moon elixir. So, here's one suggestion for a full moon linen spray. I love doing this. You take a little 8-ounce spray bottle or whatever size you have, put in two little tiny moonstones if you have them. If you don't, put in a little clear quartz. If you don't have a stone at all, don't put one in. Like it's
Yeah.
not the end of the world.
No.
10 drops of orange oil, 10 drops of rosewood oil, sorry. Rosewood oil, since I made this, has gotten really hard to get. So, hoe wood, that's correct. Hoe wood is a great
Mhm.
second to that. Or you could use anything else that's a wood oil. So, you could really use sandalwood, you could use frankincense, you could use myrrh if you don't like yourself, you could use whatever.
If you don't like yourself, use myrrh
Use
or
myrrh.
even vetiver
Oh God, yeah.
because those two oils smell like death. So yeah.
If you'd like to make a blend for a coworker you don't like, vetiver and myrrh. There you go. Pretend like it smells good.
Yeah, no, don't
It doesn't.
as long
No
as
one
you don't
likes
ever have
those.
to smell it.
Ugh, gross. So gross.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. And
Mhm.
5 drops of cypress oil. So the orange oil is intended to really energize the work.
Mhm.
The rosewood and whatever other oil is there to ground the work.
Right.
The cypress is amazing for helping you to release and let go.
Right.
Cypress is actually a really good grief oil for this reason. But for anything that you're stuck in the mud about and need to let go, cypress is amazing. And
Mhm.
then you've got to do something to stabilize the water or it's going to get yucky. And so put in a teaspoon of sea salt, a tablespoon of sea salt, or you can just put a little vodka or witch hazel in there. I go back and forth. I make these a lot for my show. And if I say to use sea salt, people are like, can't I just use vodka? And I'm like, sure. And if I say vodka, people are like, I don't do the alcohol thing. Can I just use salt? Yes, you can. You can use either, whatever thing you do.
Just know you want to use it within like 30 days. I
Yeah.
mean, either way, it will go bad.
Yeah. That it will get
Trust
you.
me, learned this lesson the hard way a few
Oh,
times.
yeah. You don't need this
And
to explode on your dresser. Actually, I
no,
would keep it in the fridge if I were you, but that's what I do.
yeah,
But
it would stay better. Stay goes a
top
lot
it
longer
off
that
with
way.
warm water, shake it up, and then leave it out to charge. And so I'm telling you about this today because tomorrow's the full moon. So
Right?
you could make a plan to make your linen spray. Now, listen, you don't have to use the same oils. If you want to do something else entirely, do that.
Yeah.
Don't use any of these oils if you have cats that sleep in your bed,
Hmm.
because cats do not do well with essential oils. So don't be using them if you've got kitties, especially that sleep in your bed. If you're going to spray this into your bed, which is the point of it. So you leave it out overnight to charge in the full moon. And then you shake it good when you're going to use it. Spritz your bedding. Just you pull your covers back, you spritz them, and then leave your bed open and let it dry for about 15 minutes before you get into the bed. Unless you like sleeping in a damp bed, which if you do, what is wrong with you?
Don't
But
do that.
don't do. Oh
If
God.
you have cats, you could use some lavender oil just by itself
Yes, you could. Yep.
because lavender is fine with cats.
Yep. The biggest no with cats and essential oils is tea tree oil or melaleuca oil.
Ugh,
It will kill your cats.
yeah.
Yep. So, anyway, so that's how you do it. That's how you make a full moon linen spray. Now, what if you just wanted to make a full moon elixir? Same thoughts, except for maybe you don't put in the oils or the crystals. You just leave a jar of water out to get energized by the energy of the full moon. I occasionally will do this and water all my plants with it. It's just a good way to bring the magic of the full moon in your house. And if you are somebody who gets energized by the full moon and likes that energy, then you would like that. If
Hmm.
you're not, and you don't like the, you know, what am I
Yeah.
saying? You don't like the full moon, maybe don't do this, but
Well, maybe it'll help balance that full moon energy for you a little bit.
maybe so.
Yeah.
Maybe so. Yeah.
Aaron says, cats were fighting or something else in my backyard last night. Must be the full moon. Oh, yeah. Animals
Mhm.
definitely really feel it. Innocuous says, I blocked my sister. Glad to be done with her. Well, you know what? If it is good for you, then way to go.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Starry Nights, I think, says, I'm an Aquarius and I wonder if the energy shifting is why I started looking into things I need to let go of again. Mostly old friendships and toxic feelings I have towards myself. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on.
Yep. Yeah, but I think that's kind of what some of that really, that darker stuff that's coming up. There's the big conversation about your shadow self, right? And I kind of hate that conversation because I, the shadow self is essentially, well, there's a lot of theories about it, but essentially the kind of the going theory is that the shadow self are the parts of you that are not the ones that you let other people see typically, right? But sometimes they need to come out. So, like, for example, I have clients who, if they ever have to stand up for themselves, they feel horrible about it. And
Hmm.
somehow that assertiveness has become a part of their shadow versus just a part of their everyday, demeanor or personality. Uh, and other things, parts of yourself that you don't really like to share with others. And
Hmm.
I think this moon probably is one that draws your shadow self out to play a little bit.
Hmm. It can be, definitely. Well, it's a great opportunity to look at what's triggering you that's bringing that out in the first place and
Yeah.
work on it and let some of it go.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Well, I,
sorry, is Red Girl's kiddo. She brought them.
oh,
Whoa,
well,
welcome. We're so
nice.
happy you're
That's
here.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did promise a um, fractal meditation, and so I did create one for us. Now, this is a binaural beats meditation, which means that you need to listen to it with headphones. If you listen to it without headphones, it's going to sound weird. and it doesn't really help you because binaural beats, they work on this principle that when two notes that are very near each other but not exactly the same are played at the same time, they create a third note. And that third note causes what's called entrainment. And if you guys have listened to me talk about this before, entrainment is just us matching up to a vibration. So we're just going to match to this vibration. This meditation I have called Trust Yourself because it is a vibration that is about working through self-doubt, which I think is a great thing to work on in the full moon because that's something you can certainly give up. You don't even have to burn any cake. You can just, burn self-doubt. So I think let's do that now, and then we'll be back. It's like 4 minutes and 45 seconds or something. But this is your warning to get headphones on and just be prepared to sort of feel your body make a connection with this music. Okay, and we are back. I hope that you all
That
liked that.
that was amazing.
Was that cool? Could you feel that? I felt it in my chest.
Mm-hmm.
That's that tone that the two tones clashing basically are creating either an overtone or an undertone that is made by those two clashing, and that's the thing we entrain to.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
It feels almost magnetic, like you're pulled into it and you can't. I almost feel like I can't
Mm-hmm.
move.
I felt it release something up in my jaw that
Oh,
was
yeah?
really painful, and I went, "Wow, I wonder how long I've been packing that around," because it really
Right?
let something go that I went,
Yeah.
this jaw was bothering me or hurt more than I realized. That's awesome.
That is so cool. Well, I'm going to keep working on these. I'm getting better at making them. The fractal stuff is still new to me. I just started making the fractal videos and I have some better ones, but I was trying to get them uploaded to Dropbox, and you guys, sometimes Dropbox is a real asshole.
Oh, mhm.
So, anyway, but that's a binaural beat. Yeah, like a thrum. It is because it is actually the two notes clashing. That's why it feels like it has a beat to it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Paula felt a throbbing in her head. I could hear almost a beat under the music. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that Mala Star Nights, I felt it in my chest and around my head. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that you also tend to feel it in a place you need it. Like that's why not everybody felt it in the same place, because it's like this is the part of your energy body that needed that right now.
Mhm.
And I don't know, I love working with binaural beats. I think it is so powerful what we can do for ourselves when we can entrain to a positive beat like that, or a positive sound, positive vibration.
Mhm.
Vibration, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Um, Head and chest makes me think about my heart and my mind. Exactly.
Yeah.
And you said you were reevaluating some things and some relationships in your life. So that makes total sense.
Mhm.
Um, Follow me at TikTok because I'm making tons of these. Um, and so I've got lots of different ones up there now, and there are going to be many more. So I'm Eclectic Healer on TikTok. If you're a TikToker, that's where I'm doing a lot of these. And I'll be doing them here, and I'll be doing them on my podcast, The Eclectic Healer, as well. But I love TikTok because TikTok just now, opened up allowing 3-minute videos. So I'm doing all these 3-minute um, videos of binaural beats. I think are just real cool. So I'm
That's
having a lot of fun
so
with it.
I
But if
love
you
that
love,
they opened up 3-minute videos.
oh yeah, it's so cool. Like it's just the right amount to not be too long,
Mhm.
but to get more done. Trying to get that's one reason why I've struggled with TikTok, is because I have a hard time when you're a podcaster, you do a lot of talking. 60
Yeah.
seconds is not very long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Red girl, I love TikTok. Oh, dude, me too.
Yeah.
Such an addict.
I've lost an inordinate amount of time to TikTok.
I don't even consider it to be lost because I've gained so much on
Right.
TikTok. I've learned so much, and that's
Truth.
what I love about it.
Yeah.
I've
Awesome.
really made it my mission to work on my own anti-racism, using platforms like TikTok, because there's so many great creators out there that want to teach and
Mhm.
help us, dumb white people, understand what we've been conditioned into that we don't even necessarily understand. And
Yeah.
TikTok's been really good for that.
Yes.
Oh,
Helps you to
red girl,
really understand a lot of what you don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
How do you get TikTok? It's an app, Aaron. It's an app. You can just sign up for it, create your own account, and then
Yeah.
search for me. I'm Eclectic Healer. You just follow people that you like. Really fun.
Mhm.
Renee says she had to raise her arm above her head. How interesting. Like something was needing to release and you couldn't do it without moving your arm.
Mhm.
Ooh, that's neat. I like that because one thing I feel like with binaural beats is that there's a real physical component to it. It's not just a mental meditation, but it is very much in your body.
Yeah.
Which, if you have trouble meditating, you have a busy mind like I do. Binaural beats, man, they just suck me right in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Red Girl says, I love learning stuff, language and healing, plants, and new cuss words. You'll get all that on TikTok. That
Yeah,
and
you will.
more.
You will. I've been learning Gaelic. Don't think I can speak any of it. I cannot. But
It is really fun when there are
or
people on there that
Gaelic.
will
I
teach you
didn't
stuff
even
like
say
that.
it right. Yeah. This is I'm a terrible student, but uh somehow I managed to be get on Scottish TikTok, which has been
Oh,
incredible.
Scottish TikTok is awesome.
How have we not gone to Scotland? How?
Right. I want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, my preteen cousins have TikTok and I want to monitor them because their parents won't. You really should.
Yeah.
TikTok is sort of put out there as though it's a kids app. It's really not.
No.
Lots of adults, lots of all kinds of stuff on TikTok. So you do have to really watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. So, anything else that we ought to say about the moon, the full moon?
Well, a lot of you guys are saying that you've been having some weird dreams, which is kind of fun because we actually did dreams last week and
Mm-hmm.
talked about dreams and dreaming. I guess we knew what was coming.
Right.
I have too, and I absolutely get it. I think that this is a it's a good opportunity to just evaluate them. So, a couple of thoughts on dreams. When you wake up after a dream, you have to get it stored in the right place in your brain, or you're going to forget it fast. So,
Yeah.
when you wake up from a dream, you know you want to remember, either speak it out loud or write it down quick. You just have to take one of those actions to put it in your short term memory, or you'll forget it really quick. You'll later in the day you'll be like, oh my god, I had the most amazing dream, and crap,
Yeah.
because it goes
Already, I don't know
away
what it was.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just take a look at it. I'll tell you, I doubt you have much in prophetic dreams right now. They're going to be crazier. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
you'll have a visitation dream, but I kind of doubt that too. You're more on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. But
That's how I have felt.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Like it's really wacko stuff, but they're then kind of in the middle of it. There's a message, there's a meaning.
yeah.
Trish says, I got so energized with the binaural beats. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's because it helps bring your vibration up and it matches your vibration to a good positive high
Mhm.
vibration that we need.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
good. So that's it. It's just mostly just vibe with that moon and see what you can do with it. I think it's just interesting to pay attention to how did I do over that moon.
Mhm.
Some of you guys have mentioned too your animals being pretty wild during the moon, and that happens at my house too. And that's something to pay attention to as well. How do they vibe with the moon? You know, and you might see a lot of times during the full moon, our dogs are kind of sleepless. You know,
Mhm.
they're up way later than normal. The pigs too, wandering around, acting like they're restless and can't go to bed. And
Yeah.
normally everybody wants to sleep in this house. 99% of the time. But this is one of those times that no, yeah, and maybe your cats are climbing the curtains all night. This is
Right.
definitely one of those times.
My little dogs definitely bark more, act suspicious at night, that kind of thing a little bit more. And
Yeah.
it is a thing, and we talked about this last night, but it is a thing that the visits to ERs go up, visits to psych hospitals go up, domestic violence calls go up because
Mhm.
remember, it's all about emotion. The emotions are higher
Mhm.
in general. And
Yeah.
sometimes that's a good thing.
Mhm.
Thanks, Trish. Everybody keeps commenting on my hair. I really like it. Thank you.
Super duper cute.
But yeah, it's just something to consider, that if you're feeling really high emotion, this is
Hmm.
probably why, you know.
Hmm.
And
It's a reason to not do anything too impulsive if you can.
mhm,
This is
yeah,
not a good day to march out of your job or to
yeah,
go buy a brand new car or make a big decision. This is
right.
really not the day for it. Maybe
Mm-mm.
another full moon, but not this one. Don't don't get too crazy about big decisions right now. Give it till next week and then reevaluate because you may
Yeah.
find you feel very differently about it.
Yeah, it's true that impulsivity kind of goes up around this time.
Mhm. Yeah.
But that, it can be a good thing or a bad thing. When your emotions are high, then sometimes you speak your truth and say how you really feel about something that you've been carrying around, holding on to. Maybe you do something impulsively that really is just a representation of what you have been wanting to do, and then you finally feel like you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, don't let it be all negative because it's not. It's
No.
just a change.
Red Girl said, "Are there any crystals or candles or things connected to the full moon besides moonstone?" Yeah, because moonstone, of course. Yes, labradorite. The
Mhm.
flash in labradorite is connected to the full moon. Uh, any like crown chakra stone, so clear quartz,
Selenite,
scolecite, selenite, apophyllite, herkimer diamond,
yes.
any of those could be
Well, and
considered
don't
a connection
forget
to the
all the
moon.
different kinds of moonstone because we all kind of think of like rainbow moonstone, but there's
Right.
peach moonstone and there's coffee moonstone and there's black
Black
moonstone. Like
moonstone.
black
Yeah.
moonstone is actually probably my favorite,
Hmm.
and it's a great stone of moon energy. And I like it because it's a little bit grounding, which I feel like I tend to need, well, all the time, but particularly around changes in the moon.
Well, labradorite, because labradorite actually is a moonstone.
Yes, it is.
It has a little different, you know, uh, look, but technically it is a moonstone. Uh,
Hmm.
labradorite happens to be my favorite stone in all the land.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Candles, silver or white. However, if you're going to do a candle ritual, light a black one too, because
Let's
this
see if I can
black,
get the flash in this. This is a really good
oh
piece of
yeah,
labradorite. Love it.
yes. Well, use, so if you're going to do any kind of candle ritual,
Mhm.
light a silver one or a white one with your manifestations, with what you're working on, but make sure you light a black one too, because black candles, people get weird about black candles, like there's something dark about them. Well,
That
there
comes from
is.
TV. That's where that comes from. TV and
Right.
movies.
There is in the very best way. What a
Mhm.
dark candle or black candle will do is it will transmute heavier things into light. And
Right.
so if you're letting go of stuff, if you're doing some releasing work, you need the black candle because it's going to do that work, that very work. And so for the full moon, typically I wouldn't say a black candle is necessarily associated with the moon, but in the sense of the work you're going to do, a black candle is really called for. Yeah.
Mhm. Darn, I
Yeah.
wish I could reach my stones over here. I'd show you black moonstone, but I think it was all I could do to reach this labradorite.
And
I'll
then,
have to talk about black moonstone in another show and show it to you because it's a beautiful
oh
stone.
yeah, oh, it's so cool. If you are going to do a candle ritual and you usually anoint your candles, we should really do a candle magic show.
We should.
Or actually, maybe I'll just do a candle magic class at a spirit school. That would probably
Why
be
don't
better.
you?
I will. I love candle
Okay.
magic. I do candle magic all the time. And if you usually anoint your candles with an oil, and you can just use like olive oil if that's what you have. But if you want to use an essential oil for this, I would go straight for a cypress.
Hmm.
Since cypress is such a great releasing oil, I would
Yeah.
put cypress on my black candle anytime.
Right. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and really any tree candle or tree candle, no, tree oil, tree
That's
oil.
a branch.
Yeah, yeah. What am I talking about? No, tree oils because they're grounding, they draw things into the earth, think roots.
Mhm.
They're super good for stuff like that. Like if
Yeah.
you like sandalwood, for example, which I love.
Hmm. Oh, peppermint's great.
Then use
Peppermint's great.
peppermint
Mhm.
because it
Yeah.
scares off spiders. That's
Mm.
true. It does.
Yeah. Well, I think I've already told you guys this story, so I won't bore you with it, but I'll remind you that peppermint once saved Christy and I's life.
It did, yes.
It's a good deal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
it did.
you
So
are
I always
interested
keep it
in
with
an
me too.
essential oil company, you might have a company that you already love, but if you don't, I love Jade Bloom, and I am an affiliate for them, but it's not an MLM. It's just a, hey, I like Jade Bloom, and if you order under my moniker or whatever, then it helps me. But no huge pressure. It's not a lot. It's nothing fancy. But so I'll put it up in the chat room. But even if you don't, go check out jadebloom.com.
Mm, such good oils.
Oh my gosh, so good. And their prices are so much better than, well, most other companies. And their
Mhm.
purity is one of the reason we like Jade Bloom in the first place is because they have their purity is on their website. So a lot of oil companies, they've kind of gotten to that now because they had to, because other companies did. But
Mhm.
they would promise you this is certified, this is, pure, it's whatever. Trust us, right?
Yeah,
Well,
like they weren't showing their testing.
some of the other smaller companies went, we'll prove it. And so they started posting the third party lab results to each of their batches to prove that they were pure. So a lot of companies have started doing that now, which I think is a really, really good change.
Yeah.
Don't buy your oils on Amazon.
Mm.
Don't, because the level of fraud in essential oils on Amazon is super high.
Yeah, it's
But
real bad.
anyway, I did put a link in the chat rooms to Jade Bloom if you want to go check them out. But that is my favorite oil company of all time.
Yeah. Did you see what Mary said? My daughter is moving her business into my garage apartment. She does candles. So we'll hit her up, pay rent and candles. There you
There
go.
you go. Yep.
That's a convenient way to always have the candle you need. I like it.
Right. Landlady comes calling and she needs
Yeah.
some black and silver candles right this minute. Yeah.
Right? Oh, I like that a whole lot.
That's awesome.
So let's talk nightmares for a minute because several people have mentioned it. That sometimes they have bad dreams during the full moon.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, Starry, and you do have work to do this weekend, Red Girl. No kidding. And Renee just got
Yes.
Black Moonstone. I think that's awesome.
Oh,
So let's
cool.
talk about that. If you are a nightmare person during the full moon, there are actually some things you can do to help ward them off.
Mhm.
Uh, my favorite being a chunk of obsidian under the foot of your bed.
Yeah.
Now, we live in obsidian land because we live in a very volcanic place. So we live in places where you can literally just drive up into the mountains and pick up obsidian on the side of the road, like big
Oh, yeah.
pieces.
I
But
have
it
a
doesn't,
piece of obsidian under my bed that's easily, I mean, it's easily the size of a basketball.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, not everybody can get that, we know. But really, any obsidian, if you can get a few pieces of tumbled obsidian,
Mhm.
keep them under the foot of your bed. What it does is it helps keep you in your body at night. A lot of times nightmares come from, some astral travel or some, slipping part of way out of your body at night. And
Yeah.
we've found that this works really, really good with kids who have night terrors. Obsidian under the foot of their bed will stop the night terrors. So you can try that. You can also just put a black stone, particularly, um, on your nightstand next to your bed. It's another good one.
Mhm.
What else?
Also,
What do you think?
well, also evaluate what else is in your bedroom. If you have any kyanite in your bedroom, it should never be in your bedroom
Yes.
unless you are very specifically trying to do astral dream work.
Yeah.
Other than that, get it out
Yeah.
because it's not a good stone for sleeping. It shouldn't be in
Mhm.
your room. Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Part of it, I think, is just recognizing that the reason that nightmares come up for a lot of people during the full moon is that it is a time of releasing.
Mhm.
And nightmares, typically, there are at least portions of them that are playing out some of your biggest fears, some of your biggest subconscious fears.
Yeah.
And it's true that, maybe it's a teeny fear, but maybe your wild, imagination went bonkers with it and created something much, much bigger than, the fear itself, because that's what your brain does,
Right.
But I do think it's important to kind of take a look at it and be like, okay, well, yes. I keep having these dreams about a car accident, and it's true. I've always been afraid that me or someone I love would be in a serious accident.
Yeah.
Well, that's a fear coming to the surface and processing. So it's important to acknowledge it. When you acknowledge fear, when you acknowledge energy like that, instead of try to ignore it away, you do yourself a favor. We do ourselves a disservice by always trying to go, ooh, 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 that's negative. So shoo, goodbye, goodbye. I don't want to face this.
Yeah,
You're
no,
not
that's
helping
not
yourself.
real. That's not
No.
reality.
So acknowledge it and think about it. And then I think you can kind of come into that place of, yes, I'm very afraid of getting in a car accident, but I've been in car accidents before and I was okay. I always wear my seatbelt. My family is safe and protected too. They wear their seatbelts and everything actually is okay. There's nothing to be so afraid of. Because part of what you have to recognize is that it's possible that the fear that this is coming up is a past life thing too. It's possible it's not
Hmm.
even from this life, but that also gives you a chance to dig deeper and go, do I have a past life where I drowned? Because I keep having, every time I have a bad dream, I dream that I'm drowning, or what I don't, but maybe you do.
Right.
And maybe that is not something that's really based in something that's happened to you in this life, but it could be a past life thing. So, in other words, take it as an opportunity if you can to evaluate why. What is the meaning? Don't get too crazy with it. I don't think that every minute detail in a dream is something that has to be evaluated, but I do think that the biggest undertones and overtones should be looked at.
Yeah. Well, and that it's okay to recognize that having a dream about something scary does not mean it's going to happen.
100%.
I think
Mm-hmm.
that's so, so, so important.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just trying to find,
Absolutely.
because somebody asked if we can recommend an online crystal store.
Oh yeah.
And
That,
there's one on Etsy I love, and I can't remember what it's called.
no.
Any thoughts?
No. Well, there's World of Gaia on uh, eBay. She's amazing, but you have to buy a lot from
Yeah, it's
her.
larger amounts of things.
Mhm.
Let me see if I can figure this out. Because
I would say
I
this: don't you dare go buying any Moldavite right now. Don't do
oh
it.
yeah,
Do not. And here's why: because somebody made a TikTok about how Moldavite, everyone should have Moldavite because Moldavite brings you into connection with who you really are. And that's kind of true. Moldavite's actually not a great stone for a lot of people, but
yeah,
because of that, the price of Moldavite has gone bonkers, and people think they need it. They got to have it. They've got to pay it. People are paying like $100 for a tiny chip of Moldavite. Don't
yeah.
do
Don't
it.
do it.
Don't do it. That is insane.
Yeah.
Also, Moldavite is very easily copied, and there's a ton of fraud in the Moldavite world.
Well, because
So just don't. You don't need
it's
it.
really just glass.
Mm,
You know.
yep.
Oh, Luna Blue. That's who I'm trying to find here.
Ah,
Luna Blue Boutique. I have ordered many stones from, and they have beautiful pieces. And some of them are like art pieces that she does with clay and things, but she also sells just regular stones too. So I'm going to put this in the chat. But yeah, the Luna Blue Boutique on Etsy.
yeah.
I tried and true because you guys all know you got to find somebody you can trust with stones.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, because you got to know there is plenty of fraud in the stone world.
Yeah,
Yep.
there
But
definitely
Moldavite's,
is.
and right now, people are just capitalizing on it like crazy. So just don't.
Yeah, not worth it.
Yeah.
Not worth it at all.
Red Girl wants to know if we watch horror movies. I do not and will not. And Christy loves them. So,
Well, I don't know that I would say I love them. I like this suspense style.
yes.
I don't like gore. my son loves scary movies, and my wife will not watch them at all. So I end up watching stuff that I'm like, I don't really want to see this, but I do see some stuff. Yeah, I'm not like super. I don't get nightmares really. I don't find that stuff's real scary. A lot of times, I just find it super dumb. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm like, what is the point of this? But really, suspenseful stuff, I love.
Oh yeah. So suspenseful, wow, suspenseful, like thriller kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
all day long.
yeah. Uh, but like Freddy Krueger, not happening. No.
No, I don't like that kind of stuff for sure.
Yeah.
But
Ugh. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, well,
Mary goes to Kingman, Arizona. Oh yeah.
yeah, Kingman. We've
Arizona
ordered
is
from Kingman.
a gold mine of amazing crystals. If you ever just really want to have the coolest experience ever, go to the Rock and Gem show in Tucson in January. That is an amazing experience. Take your checkles because you will spend a ton of money
Hmm.
and do your homework because it's not one show. Like the whole town is a show.
Right.
There's shows, there's little, street corner vendors. Every hotel is full of people set up. There's bead shows, there's stone shows, there's raw stuff. But yeah, if you're way into crystals, you just really want to go have a cool trip, do Tucson. It's an amazing experience.
Yeah, it is. It is, and it's a way to get a lot quickly, which I like shows. I like buying in person because I want to be able to feel them and hold
Hmm.
them in my hand before I buy them. But it's not always a possibility. It's not always a possibility for us here either, except that the metaphysical store that we sold is still open and they sell a lot of stones, so we do go down there. But
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is, you
Hmm.
want to find a good place to get them. But yeah, Luna Blue on Etsy's a great one.
Awesome. Bianca's from Tucson, then you know what we're talking about.
Yeah. People from Tucson
Basically,
probably hate that Rock and Gem show. They're like, all these stupid people come to town.
the funny thing when we went is that we have all of these like metaphysical names for crystals, right? And I didn't know that that's not what like true like geology people call them. And
Right.
so one of the requests I had from a customer was for angelite. And that whole weekend that we were there, every booth, everywhere I went, I'm like, I have not seen angelite anywhere. So that last morning, we ended up having breakfast with some vendors. And we were just chatting with them. And I said, hey, do you guys have angelite? I have not been able to find that. And they looked at each other and rolled their eyes and laughed and laughed. And they're like, you must be one of those like metaphysical rock people. And I'm like, yes. They were like, it's called anhydrite. I don't know why you guys call it angelite. It's called anhydrite. Turned out I had walked past a lot of anhydrite. I did get it then though. And P.S. If you want a really cool crystal, get some anhydrite.
Oh, yes, it's beautiful.
And pro tip, if you buy it from a geology store, that's more like on the geology end of crystals and they call it anhydrite, it's a lot cheaper
Yep.
than if you buy it from a metaphysical store or seller that calls it angelite. So,
Yeah, lots of metaphysical stones are like that.
so now you know. Hi,
Yeah,
Stacy.
Well, you guys, I think we have come down to the hour here. Want to remind you that we will be back over the weekend with a couple of pop ups. We have some uh, great shows this week. If you haven't heard them, make sure you do. And
Hmm.
we will be back next week with all of our usual stuff, 3 new cases and the update and the psychic show and everything. So we just want to say thank you for joining us and being a part of our community here. We just appreciate it so very much. We appreciate all of you.
Yes.
And you know it. We are the Psychic Sisters, and this has been the Psychic Hour. Have a great night.
Thanks, guys.